Hey there, YouTubers. Sorry, it's taken me a little while to put this video together. I have tried to get this video to kind of fix itself together, meld itself together, to show you that it is possible, yes, to go from free to play all the way to Mythic. So just so that we can go over the score, what we ended up doing is we did all of the Sparky quests. We did the Sparky Rank League. We grabbed all the codes we could offline. We opened up all our mail and got all of our free stuff. We ended up with 12 rares and 5 mythic rares, from which we were able to make the following deck. This is the one. Now, reasons for making mono red. Number one, it's an S tier deck. It literally is the alpha dog in the room. Whether or not, I mean, well, I don't know. Soldiers, the white soldiers is pretty darn good, especially with some of the additions. But this, even with March of the Machines coming in right in the middle of me trying to push to get to Mythic, even with March of the Machines coming in, without adding any of the new cards in, this is still top tier S level deck. What did we end up building, and what did we spend our rares on? Pretty much some of this stuff we got from opening packs that came just along with doing the quest. So you are going to get some packs. They're gonna pop some of the things that you need, but we ended up getting pretty much everything we need, and all the other stuff was commons and uncommons. If you look at things like Kumano, which is a very this is a huge card for mono red. When this leaves, mono red might be kind of done unless something comes in to replace it. Monastery Swiftspear, cheap. Phoenix Chick, one of the best cards in Standard, cheap. So these are all, you know, budget cards. Budget card, Play with Fire, amazing card. Light Up the Night, questionable. You don't necessarily need this card in your deck. I have it in there just for a little extra reach. So this could actually be replaced by a common very easily. We've got Volcanic, I did add in one of the new cards, Volcanic Spite, just because this gives us a little bit more flexibility than Abrade. Although Abrade can destroy an artifact, this allows us to actually cycle a card if we need to. And it hits battles, which we don't really need it to do because we don't have a battle in here. But, you know, it hits a Planeswalker, which is pretty good. All right, Lightning Strike. Again, these are all comments. Okay, we run into one of our first rares here. And Feldon. Feldon is an amazing card because people have to get rid of it. And when they get rid of it, usually they're going to do damage to it or they're going to block it. And you're going to get some extra cards to play. We also have a mythic rare, Bloodthirsty Adversary. This is great in this deck. If you spend 5 mana instead of the 2, you can actually play an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard for free. It's pretty nice. And then we have Squee, which is a rare. We have 4. And we have another set of rares for Thundering Raiju. So you can see where we spent our rares. Here, and here's our mythics, right? Is this a rare? This is a rare as well. Okay. But you're going to get a couple of these as you go through. So that's all you really needed. We actually even had enough to build another deck shortly after, which is Blue Tempo, which we'll do in a second. But this is our mono red. And just so that you can see profile-wise, we are Diamond Tier 1. So now we're just in Diamond Tier 1. We're like barely in Diamond Tier 1. So we have to play through one more rank in 1 week, which we will get to. But I did want to actually go ahead and at least record the basic deck that we have here so that you can see it, so that when we do throw some matches at you, which I will. And I'm not the best player. I am literally middling range Magic player. Probably I would say good enough to play in a tournament and maybe make day 2. So this means you can make it to Mythic off of a free-to-play account. And this is a free-to-play account where we're literally 6 games away. Six wins above 500, which means 6 wins above. let me express it a different way. 6 wins above 50%. So basically, we have to win 6 matches without losing, essentially. Or every match we lose, we gotta obviously get back to baseline on it. So if we go 12-6, we're good. If we go 6-0, we're good. If we go 9-3, we're good. So as long as we can get those 6 wins above the 50% mark, we will make it to Mythic in 1 month. Pretty easy. I mean, that's relatively sensational. And considering the fact that, like I said, we do have a second deck here. which is blue tempo, which we got while we're just kind of playing around with red and making our way up. We're able to build a whole nother deck. Now this one is probably a little easier to create, a little lighter on the rares and such. Yeah, you can have two top tier decks for nothing. So what we'll do is we are gonna take a quick little break here. I'm gonna throw in some matches, and you'll get to see, some of them will be earlier matches, some of them will be later matches, just some example matches of like my amazing play. I'm gonna cherry pick. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna cherry pick. So you're gonna see some of the best wins, and I'll even throw in a couple of the really hilarious losses. We'll check you out in just a second. Okay, one thing I forgot to go over very, very briefly was, what if you're watching this video and it is so far in the future, hopefully it's so far in the future, that you go, well, I can't build mono red. There is no mono red. There's no way for me to build that deck. In fact, you know, 12 rares and 5 mythics is not getting it done. I still can't build a standard deck. Au contraire, you can still build a standard deck. It just might not be the top tier deck that mono red ends up being. You just have to understand a couple of basic ideas on what you want in a deck that's going to help you climb the ranks. In general, for a free-to-play account, you are best serviced by being able to play the most amount of games in the quickest amount of time with the best win percentage that you can. You also want to stick to monocolored decks, because the rares that you have to spend for lands for multicolored decks is going to eat up your quantity of rares. Find a mono deck that you can play. So usually there'll be one. There'll be a mono black, there'll be a blue tempo, there'll be sometimes a red, even if it's not the greatest. Like before, there was, everybody said, oh, there's no mono red aggro decks, and there was a goblins deck that actually was a good 57% win chance, which is good enough to get you to mythic. Yes, indeed it is. You just have to have the time and the patience. So build yourself a monocolor deck and look for the one that has, obviously you want above 50%, but get closer to 55 if you can. 55% and higher is good enough. Find one that wins quick, that doesn't spend rares on lands, and like I said, that's a monocolor, because monocolor is going to be your easiest path to victory. The only problem you're going to run into is finding ways to complete these, but you can just do regular play games with the starter decks. Now, what if you run into a situation there are no monocolor decks available to play, and you just have enough to get a few lands or to get the rares for the deck? Skip the lands. Just suffer with the bad land combinations for now and build yourself out a dual colored deck, but get the important cards first. I personally like to get the rares out of the way from my lands, just because I find that lands tend to be more versatile in the long run. But on a free-to-play account where your sole mission is to get yourself to mythic, so that you can kind of keep completing the cycle in mythic over and over again in you know, obviously it's got to be standard. You couldn't really do this with any of the other structured formats. And we're not doing draft. That's a whole different thing. But in this particular case, I would skip the lands entirely and just go for the best quality cards that you can. Even the starter decks can get you to platinum, maybe even beyond, if you get really good at them and start slowly replacing cards and putting in better cards. But yeah, stick with monocolor decks. Stick with decks that are easier to play, faster to play, less screw-ups, because what you're going to want to do is grind. If your win percentage is 57%, you're going to have to grind a lot more games than a deck that wins 62 to 64%. Those are the decks that, yeah, you can maybe play some 15, 20-minute games here and there, but what you want for a grinding deck, where all you really have is that one deck, you want something that's going to be able to hit quick, hit fast, get through, and get as much as you can. All right, I'm going to play a real quick match. I've had so much trouble recently trying to record these videos. Every time I do, there's technical issues, there's chat issues when I'm live, or, you know, sound issues or whatever. So I just recorded a set of 3 games. I was so excited. Went 3-0. And it turns out it wasn't in ranked. All right, so anyway, let's play this. I am not Repeat, I am not the best Magic player in the world. By a long shot, I am not the best. I am a middling player, yet I am close. Very, very close to Mythic. If I can win a few games here, win about 6 games over that 50% mark, we will do just fine. You don't have to be a great player to get to Mythic. Mythic sounds like, ooh, Mythic, but really it's just another designation. The people that play in these games, they're the same as you. And they don't change from gold all the way up to Mythic. They're the same people, pretty much. I'm lightning striking because I'm in trouble because I've drawn 3 Raijus. This happens sometimes. This is just a bad draw. Like the hand itself was okay, but like we're gonna need some help. That's kind of the help we need, but like at least we'll be able to play the Raiju. But we're way behind. This is probably a loss. And this is not a catch-up deck. This is mono red. You really, really, really are gonna have a tough time catching up with this deck. Now I do have one card that allows us to kind of uppercut punch. Yeah, we got a couple foundries here. Talia makes it even a little tougher, but triple Thundering Raiju just might win. Just might win. Because they're not, it doesn't look like they've got any tricks up their sleeve here. This is soldiers though, so on turn 5 we have to be very careful. See, that's fine. That's fine. I'd like to get a damage spell, which would be really nice. All right, they do have to block here. Oh, this is perfect, actually. Nice. Oh. Perfect. Even now depopulate does not save them. Even that blue flying soldier doesn't save them because they don't have enough soldiers. Plus a lightning bolt off the top. We still win. We still win with that. And there's that. There's that flying soldier I was talking about. There it is. Really, Cathar? That was a bad play. That's a really bad play. All right. Yeah, they're done, right? 3. Hang on. Put out Swiftspear first, just in case. This is a just in case play. There we go. All right, that's it. Yeah. I was gonna say, wait, come on, man. You don't got nothing. All right, here we go. 1 game. All right, we're gonna do one more just to get up to our get our quest done here. And if we go 50-50, if we one win, one loss, that's fine. Because that's fair. That at least shows you that, you know, I'm not Superman. All right, this is a bad hand. Oh, this is a very, very iffy hand. I could mulligan this, but I'm gonna keep. This is a bad hand. This is just a bad. Oh, it's so bad. Starting off with no turn one when you're on the play with mono red is a disaster. Now, not quite as bad because they're playing green, green white, but not exactly what we wanted either. We definitely need a land, like immediately need a land. Crap. There we go. All right. Okay, we're in decent shape. Not great shape, but decent shape. All right, so we'll do a Kumano. That's going to give us 1 damage. Volcanic. Kill that. We are going to dump Squee. That actually ended up working out. All right, we want Swiftspear. Lightning Strike. We might get countered on this, which is fine. All right, cool. Double wins. Okay, all right. So here's the thing. We've got a bunch more of our daily and weekly wins that we can go and plow through. Oh, we didn't. Did we get through creature spells? Oh no, we didn't. We can do one more. Okay. So one more game to get us through. I was going to say never really go too much further than your wins, your weekly wins, your daily wins, and your quests. You always want to try to get those done first. So we're going to have to actually hop off of ranked after this. Sonsonet. That's isn't that a dishwasher? This is the same hand we had before. Opponent goes first. We can't mull. We have to. All right, cool. All right, what goes back? Adversary goes back. Yep. This ends up being a very difficult game to win. Play with Fire was a really good draw. We do need to draw land next turn or the turn after. Okay, I can deal with the Feldon. I can handle the Feldon. Lightning Strike is okay. Not great. All right, so Swiftspear. Play with Fire. All right, we really need a land. Really super duper need a land. Yeah. Like I don't understand. I don't understand why they wait on that. That's just like, it's just being a tool. All right, cool. All right, we're trying to be mana efficient here. If they've got a Thundering Raiju, we can kind of pack it in. Okay, that's not so bad. That's actually really good. That's actually really good. This is, oh wow, yeah. We're okay. As long as they don't Thundering Raiju us, we're okay. If they go land Thundering Raiju, we're in tough shape. And it all depends on what we draw as well, too. Okay, land. All right, they might not have it, folks. Land was not a great draw for us. All right. I hate to have to hold back a blocker like that, but this is a bad situation because now they draw 2 cards. Well, they don't draw, they exile 2 cards. 2 lands, yes. Blank, blank. Oh, bad, bad, bad. Okay, can we? No, we just lost. Oh, so freaking rough. Let's see, can we bluff them into it? We can. All right, cool. Play with fire. We live one more day. I'm gonna put that out. Why? Because I don't know. What do you call it? Oh, we lost. We lost. Good game.
I hope you like your hors d'oeuvres extra
Good game.
crispy. Watch me heat up the dance floor.
I should have killed again. I should have killed the chick. I've run into that mistake a few times, whereas I kill the bigger threat, and what I need to do is kill the damage threat. But anyway, that at least gets us. We got a point in diamond. So now if we do that 5 more times, we get to mythic. So all right, there you go. So 1 mistake away from a couple bad draws away from being at the halfway point, but that's okay. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/comlittlebuddy, just as it says in our name here, all one word. And you can also like, subscribe, and set that notification. We'll be sending some more videos your way very soon. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and we'll see you next time.